Disclaimer: the tips you see in the Be a Better Defender series videos are not the end-all be-all to all defense in every game. In the other games, it may differ how you play defense, and in this game, it may differ how you play defense too. You have the free will to come up with your own tactics. These are just great starting points for any defender who wants to improve on defense and needs a starting point. So please enjoy the video. Warning: this video contains heavy amounts of info on every spot that I'm going to show you on these three maps. If you're not someone who likes long drawn out videos and explanations about things that you need to know, I'll leave an annotation in the video so you can pick the map you want to know about. And if you don't want to do that either, then you can just not watch the video, and that is totally fine too. This video is meant for people who do not understand why I pick spots, why they should pick spots, and things they should be thinking about when they pick a spot that is important to a defender. So please enjoy the video, as said before. Alright YouTube, so this is Fort Wilcott, probably one of my favorite maps, probably the best map for a defender, regardless of what most people will say. So yeah, like this whole spot is about lanes like I showed you in the other video. Right now, this whole lane that I'm pointing down is a lane. This wall-to-wall opening and all the way down to that chase breaker down there is a lane, and everything that comes up these stairs. This wall-to-wall and everything that comes through here, whether it's through that window to the right or down the staircase to the left, is a lane. And then we go out here, this wall-to-wall is also another lane. Everything that comes up these stairs, that's a lane. So then we also have this window is a lane. This over here, wall-to-wall, is a lane. Everything inside that building coming through. And this whole back wall is a lane. That's what I mean by lanes when I pointed out earlier in the video, episode 1. So yeah, when we're talking about this spot, we're saying that we can cover all these lanes right here just from standing right here and pacing back and forth. Then we got that whole lane out there. Everything that comes, up the staircase, through that chase breaker, they go through that balcony over there inside the building. Then we can see them come through. If they go through that window or past that window, we can see them. We can see that whole lane back there, and then from here, this exact spot that I'm standing, you can see that whole back lane as well. So you can cover a lot of ground from just standing right here, and there's no problem with that at all. And that's where the artifact zone would be, where I was just standing. And yeah, from this spot, it's almost a perfect spot. I love it so much. You can cover the whole base from here. Alright, so with this spot over here, a lot of people might say like, oh well, you want another defender, right? And I thought about it. This spot over here is not very good because I mean you can already see everything from over there over here with no problem as the first defender from that side that I showed you. And if you come in here inside this building, you could say you could defend here, but you're cut off with all these walls. I mean, you really can't see anything from that back lane. You can't see anything coming at you at all. You might have this like aerial coverage here, but it's not really worth it. So yeah, this defending inside of here really cuts you off, and it makes it where you have no vision at all. Alright, so from this spot, this is the other defender spot. It's a 1-in 1-out style. I'll go over that in another video, the different styles of defense. But from here, basically, you just stand here, and if anyone comes to the middle, you kill them. And if anyone goes to the right or the left side, you chase them down and kill them, or you make them waste their stuff and then call it out to your other defender who's in the base. And you basically either keep a lock on them or just let them know where they're coming from, and they'll kill them, no problem. Alright, so this is the other side of the map. And on this side, you'll be playing true lane defense from both instead of a 1-in 1-out style. You get to watch this whole back lane from here with these boxes to help you cover from knives and shit. You got this lane right here where these walls can protect you and these groups can protect you. That window, people like to come through there and go through that window. They also like to come through this area over here where these like pallet chase breakers are hanging. And that's really annoying. And they'll just run through that window and make it real hard for you to cover it because it's so high up in the air. And really both defenders are going to have to communicate to make sure that that window doesn't like really screw you up, because it really can. And the reason that you run 2 lane defenders instead of a 1-in 1-out is because this box that I'm passing between right now, it blocks your vision from the base, so it's hard to keep track of both. But anyway, from this side, you can cover this lane, back here on the back wall, anything that comes through this side of the chase breaker in this building, anything that comes through this side of the chase breaker on that building and the lane down here, and anything that goes across that stage to that staircase and through that door, which is where you're going to have to let your other defender know someone's going through there to make sure that you're not, getting fooled with that window. So this hay bale is a good way to cover both these little lanes right here and kill people because they won't know if you're in there or not. You can harden this group or along this wall, and those are some good cover spots for protection and not getting found out. Okay, so this is Virginian Plantation, one of my other favorite maps. It's got an A-shaped roof, which is great for coverage. As you can see, I can keep my head under it and still see a lot of coverage on the land. I've got these chimneys to help me block knives and stuff and just keep out of line of sight. In a previous video, the episode 1, I talked about lanes, and I showed this map exactly and covered all the lanes. And in that picture, I was kind of talking about stuff like this chase breaker right here is a lane. There's that right there. That's also a lane coming from the tower. The middle's also, and so is that whole roof section over there that I'm pointing to. Those are all lanes that people try to come down. Sometimes they come over this roof, but it's not that often. Over here, this back lane, you can aerial everyone in front of that hay bale as long as they don't go past where I'm aiming at the moment. I'll show you with this group coming up here. If I lock this guy, let me get the right one. Now watch, see, until he passes right there, I can't aerial him, but the whole time, as you can see with this guy as well, I can get aerial coverage on them, X prompts. If they go behind that hay bale, like right there, you can just come down here and drop. If you let go R and hold A, walk off the side, you got complete coverage from this carriage and this tree to help you resist knives. And then these hay bales down here help you to cover if someone adjusts and goes back on that roof. They can't just jump down, because if they jump in the middle, you'll kill them. If they jump to the sides, they'll get caught in that hay bales, and it makes them have to readjust and rethink their routes, which is good zone defense. Some people say that you can come down here and they like to defend here, but if you can defend on this side, you can cover that chase breaker, but you're leaving the middle wide open. And if you go here, you're covering the middle, but you're leaving that chase breaker wide open. Also, you're kind of in the open period. There's not a lot of coverage, like protection here, so you can get knifed real easy, and it's hard to recover from like teleports and stuff. I used to defend here as well, and you can see why I didn't really want to. I had someone argue that point earlier in another video, and yeah, that's my reasoning for why I don't want to defend here. If you come over here though, on this side, you can cover the top of that building. A lot of people try to run over that. There's this back lane over here. You can cover this chase breaker. This is the other side I like to defend on for lane defending. It's a little bit hard to defend on this map because not only are you out in the open and there's not a lot of protection on this side, but there's that building up there, and people like to jump off that onto this grate over here. And the only way to defend it is to grab kill position like this, which is really hard to do. But when you do it, you should start moving around like to where you think they're going to jump so you can get closer to grab kill range, because sometimes they'll be right out of it. And it's a little bit difficult to defend, and you'll have to make sure your other defender knows what's going on. And also, this spot gives you pretty good coverage of like the area where the artifact is, and your other defender, if he does the same roof defense like me. Some people like to defend over here, and this is actually where I started defending when I first played on this map, when I began defending. But once again, it leaves you out in the open. Your only real protection is that great vine thing over there in front of me, this right here. And you have not very good coverage on the back lane from here. Like right there, you see like this thing is covering it. And if you try to come over here, then you're pretty much leaving that chase breaker open right there. Both of those, the lift and the chase breaker door, and it's not really good. On this side over here, this is the other side of the map, and I like this area because there's this chase breaker here behind this building that gives you a lot of protection. And if I zoom in here and try to lock in, oh, look at that guy, he's pretty funny looking. Glitch. Anyway, see that group? You can lock all the way back there. You can see all the way back there, which is the farthest they're usually going to go back. It allows you to see them coming from this back lane, and on this roof over here, they like to come that way. You also have complete coverage of this lane and this roof. This roof like to come over, just like they like to go from the other side. They like to come down too. You can sit there and do that real quick so they can like surprise attack them almost. But yeah, and then you can cover on these roofs too. Like, it's a knife zone, so it's not the safest thing, but you can use those to help you zone defense. But yeah, so if we come over here, you'll see this is the other side I like to use for this side. If I happen to be defending over here, I prefer the right side, but the left side. We got that back lane, this chase breaker right here. You can cover the middle and that chase breaker right here. You can cover that chase breaker on the right. See that hole in front of that wall right there? Like, there's a lot of coverage from here. You can see the inside of this building and like the 3 ways that you can come in from here, cut people off. You can hide in this hay bale for like surprise attacks. It's pretty nice. And yeah, so then a lot of people, this spot right here is an alternative spot. It's actually pretty good. I just found out about it while I was recording this. You can hide behind this wall, and like behind these gratings. It's a lot of protection, and people like to go behind there where I was just pointing and teleport so that you can stop that from happening. If you hide behind this wall, like I said a few seconds ago, you can see that back wall and use it to help cut people off without them seeing you. Really good surprise attack and protection potential here. I like it a lot. But the only reason that I probably wouldn't use it that often is because you can't see that chase breaker right there, which means that your other defender would have to be aware and let you know that people were coming through, and it's going to be tough to come for and recover off of. If people jump from that big roof to this small one, like, that's pretty hard to do too, because you can't like just get in position for that real easy from here. But yeah, that spot's not bad. Alright, so Boston Harbor, a defender's worst nightmare, at least in my opinion. This map has so many A-shaped or triangle-shaped, whatever you want to say, roofs that can make your knives deflect, can make it to where you can't chase a runner anymore because the defender is in the way. Like, it's pretty bad. I don't like it at all. I doubt many defenders would like to play here. They'd probably rather not. Other runners probably love it because it's really easy to support your runners on this map. As long as you're not being stupid about it, you could probably do it. Anyone can score on this map. It's really tough. The reason I used to use this map, or at least this spot that I'm standing on, my bad, was because you can see this whole back lane from here. So that was a lot of coverage. You can see like so much coverage, and then you were also able to see this park area from here. You had these great chimneys that were here to cover you for good support and staying away from knives, protection and stuff. Yeah, these A-shaped, once again, these like triangle-shaped roofs were good for not being seen. Excuse me, by the defenders. You're over this chase breaker and this chase breaker and that lift, so that's 3 chase breakers you're able to see, even though people don't really use the other 2 ones that are farther away from me. Problem with the spot is that jump. It puts you in mega high profile, letting everyone see you and knifing you. This spot is the one that I use now. It's a lot more discreet. Not only do you have this left side, you can see the whole thing in all these boxes to protect you from knife in line of sight, but god dang it, get out my way. You can also see this chase breaker over here and like have immediate access to the person running out of it, kill them. You can also come over here really quick, no problem. If someone's coming around this left side, you can immediately run behind these boxes without being seen and cut them off. It's great. What else? You can hang in this group right here for coverage or protection. These groups back here aren't bad either, especially when you're trying to keep eye on the target. Hay bale's not bad, but it's still not that great. It's really like out of the way kinda. But yeah, and then the next spot I would use is this one up here, right here. If I can get up the roof. Like I said, it's hard to free run on this map, for most people, I would assume, because of all the ways that they're. But yeah, here's this lane, and then you can come over here and cover this lane too, and then you got all these rooftops up here that you can cover. You can see people coming over them and stuff. Let people know. Problem with this roof though, like, even though you can see a lot of room and there's a lot of stuff you can see, period, it's just really hard to make jumps to recover for when your other defender is getting double teamed, or when someone teleports in or is about to teleport out. So this roof that I'm on is way better because not only do you cover the same exact lanes, excuse me, Yeah, you cover the same lanes, just a little further back, which allows you to get ready for more things. It gives you a slight bit more time instead of being immediately hit with people. And in this roof, you get over here, you still can cover the back lane, and if someone gets your artifact, unless they teleport out, you're blocking off an entire side of the map that if they go to, you have instant aerial coverage to them, and they can't pass you, like, unless you're being completely dumb and make a huge mistake. Like this roof and the roof I was just on are a great double roof system that you can use to make the most out of your defending, for sure. So this is the other roof on Boston Harbor on the other side of the map, and it's a good A-shaped roof that helps you cover. It shows you all that roof over there that they run down, the back wall that they run down. It's got a lot of chimneys for protection. Once again, this is a good aerial spot for this lane. If they go out of range, you can use this wire, but you have to use shield, and you have to communicate that they don't have knives, so you can save your shield if that's the possibility, but it probably won't be. You can cover this chase breaker over here, and there's one on the back side that doesn't get used a lot, but it's good to have multiple chase breaker coverage like that. If your runner comes up this lift over here, or one of the enemy runners comes up, you can see them, and if it's your runner, you can support them. The other spot over here is the one right here. This is the one I use. I prefer using it, and I recommend it because people come down here and they run over this roof and down this back aisle. They run down this middle lane. You have good coverage of this back area over here. If your other defender who's on the roof over there can't aerial them, and that chase breaker as well, that lift is pretty bad. You have to cover it. But yeah, see, look, pretty good coverage of the back wall. The chase breakers over here are fucking demons. I'm sorry for the language again, god damn it. Okay, I can't stop cursing. Anyway, but the two lifts are right there, and they're demons. And then this lift that I'm about to run to here is the devil. He's the king of all evil chase breakers, because this roof right here gives you a lot of control as a runner if you can reach it before the defenders cut you off. And I'll explain that in a later video, but yeah, you have to watch this, and that's why you have to stay there. Besides of other lifts, this one is really bad. So that's all the maps. This is Harbor, and yeah. Okay, so that's the end of the video. Thanks a lot for watching. I just wanted to open up topic discussion on different spots on maps and why I take them, what I think about before I pick one, and what you should be thinking about before you pick one. Maybe I opened up someone's eyes to a spot and made them realize it was a better one, or maybe vice versa on a spot. I would have done more maps, but it took 20 minutes just to do 3, and I didn't want to go that far into detail. Plus, this is not everyone's cup of tea when I'm just talking about spots on maps. So if this video gets enough likes, or you ask enough in the comments, I might do more, another part 2 or a part 3, depending on how long it takes me to make them. There's 6 maps, so it should only take one more part. But yeah, just let me know what you think. So this has been Apex 27, and adios for now.